So there's this massive government program with a 300 trillion rupiah fund, and it's all designed to help small businesses. And yet, if you're a small business owner, I bet you feel completely locked out. Well, today, we're going to find the keys. We are decoding exactly why this giant pool of money feels so completely out of reach. First, just let that number sink in for a second. 300 trillion rupiah. That's the mind-boggling amount of money the government sets aside every single year for the CUR program. And it's all supposed to be fueling the engines of small businesses, just like yours. And that, of course, brings us to the real question, right? The one that's probably keeping you up at night. With all that cash flowing around, why does it feel like absolutely none of it is coming your way? Why does your business, the one that really needs a boost, keep getting that rejection stamp? And yeah, this image, it just captures a painful reality, doesn't it? It's not just about who gets the loan, it's about who even gets treated with respect. The whole system seems built to help the people who already look successful while just waving away the ones who are starting from scratch. It feels so personal, but as we're about to see, it's actually just business. But here is where we need to shift our thinking. The source material for this explainer argues that we should stop thinking the bank is this evil monster. It's not really about good versus bad. It's a system with a very cold, very hard corporate logic. And if we can just understand that logic, we can figure out how to navigate it. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big problem. Then we'll break down the system's brutal filters, get inside the heads of the people making the decisions, and finally, and this is the most important part, we'll lay out a clear strategy for how you can actually beat this game. All right, let's dive right in. Section 2, the system's brutal filters. Just think of these as all the invisible walls and the impersonal rules that are specifically designed to weed people out before they even get a fair shot. And the first huge wall you're going to smash into is this one. The 6-month rule. Your business has to be up and running for at least half a year, period. See, from the bank's point of view, any business younger than that is like a premature baby with something like a 99% chance of failure. They absolutely hate risk. And this quote just nails the bank's entire mindset perfectly. You could have the best idea in the entire world, a secret family recipe, a product that's going to change everything. But if you don't have a proven, profitable past to show them, they're simply not interested in funding your future. And this, of course, creates this absolutely brutal paradox, a vicious cycle. You need the loan to get your business off the ground and just survive those first critical 6 months. But to get the loan, you need to prove you've already survived those 6 months. It's a crazy catch-22 that traps so many entrepreneurs who don't have a pile of personal savings to burn through. Okay, moving on to the next filter. And listen up, because this one is super important. The bank often rejects you not because you're poor in assets, but because you're poor in data. Seriously, the biggest financial sin you can possibly commit is not having your numbers in order. If it's not recorded the way they want to see it, it just doesn't exist. And look, this slide shows the huge gap perfectly. Your reality might be debt scribbled on a wall and using cash from the register to buy groceries for the family. But the bank's world, it requires clean, separate accounts and organized digital records. Without that, you could be making 5 million rupiah a day, but in their eyes, your official income is a big, fat zero. So the next barrier isn't even about money or time, it's about language. The whole application process is a filter. The source we're looking at calls it the language of the gods. This bureaucratic jargon that feels like it was designed to intimidate and confuse you. I mean, just look at these terms. NIB, SKU, financial projections, liquidity ratios. For a lot of people, just seeing these words on a form is enough to make their heads spin and just give up before they even start. You're not getting rejected because your business is bad. You're getting filtered out because you don't speak their divine language. Okay, so we've talked about the system's rules. Now for section 3, the people who are actually enforcing them. It is so crucial to understand what motivates them because, like the source says, it's not personal. It's really just math and human nature. So here's the key thing to get. That loan officer behind the desk isn't your enemy. They're just an employee with a massive monthly target hanging over their head. So if they have to lend out, say, 1 billion rupiah, what do you think is easier? Chasing down dozens of small, complicated applications from businesses like yours? Or just finding a couple of big, simple ones? Yeah, this chart makes it painfully clear. Why would they spend weeks processing 20 different applications from 20 different meatball vendors when they can hit their entire monthly target by just serving 2 palm oil bosses? It's not that they're mean, It's just the most efficient path to getting their bonus. Your small loan is, unfortunately, just a lot more work for them. And this leads us to the next big reason you get turned away. Have you ever been told that the Kerr quota is finished already and it's only like June? Well, it's not just about efficiency, it's about familiarity. Banks are actually terrified of new customers. They would much rather give more money to their existing clients who have a perfect repayment history. And here's the really painful truth. Before an existing client's loan is even fully paid off, the bank is already calling them up, offering them a top-up. So before you even get out of bed to go stand in line at the branch, the quota has been quietly offered and accepted by the bank's most proven, most loyal customers. And finally, we get to the number one reason, the one that, let's be honest, hurts the most. Connection. The orang dalam, the insider. It doesn't matter how perfect your business proposal is. It can be instantly defeated by someone who just happens to be the branch manager's friend or their badminton buddy. Your tough, rigorous verification process just becomes a friendly formality for them. Whew, okay, I know, that was a lot of brutal honesty, but understanding the problem is always the first step. So now let's pivot to our final and honestly most important part, how to beat the game. You can't change the system overnight, but you can absolutely change your strategy. The key takeaway here is you gotta shift your mindset. Stop wasting all your energy being angry at the bank for not being a social charity. It isn't. It's a business, plain and simple. And once you accept that, you can stop fighting the rules and start playing by them. So here it is, your new playbook, clear and actionable. Number 1, fix your records. Stop scribbling on the wall, get a simple notebook or even a free app, and religiously separate your business and personal money. This isn't just about paperwork, it's about proving you're a professional. Number 2, find a way to survive those first 6 months. Borrow from family, start even smaller, whatever it takes. That 6-month track record is your golden ticket. And number 3, learn their language. A quick Google search on terms like NIB and SKU turns you from an intimidated applicant into a prepared pro. And this all boils down to what might be the single most powerful idea in this entire explainer. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about this. The system isn't designed to help the most needy person. It's designed to reward the most prepared person. Your job is to become that person. So, by understanding the rules, the motivations, and the unwritten language of this system, you're no longer a victim of it. You're a player who knows the game. And the only question left is, are you ready to play?